What is up, duelists? It is the end of the month, so we're going to do our end of month recap. We're going to preview next month, and I'm excited. It's been a while since I'm excited. I think with the video I recorded the same way last month, I had the opposite tone. But I'm excited that I can be excited and bring that to you. Of course, the question is, why am I excited? Before I jump into that, I want to say if you enjoy these videos, consider subscribing to the channel. You could drop a like, a comment, whatever you want there. But really appreciate the support, and hopefully I'm providing content that's interesting to everyone. Um, I'm excited because the outlook of this game is changing right now. The ban list that took place just a few days ago on the 28th, I think is going to have, for the most part, the impact that we wanted to. Orcust is not going to be dead. Odd Eyes is not going to be dead. But I don't think they're going to be as powerful or as commonly played as before. You can't really consistently get the most powerful variants like you could previously. And that is really the biggest thing. The game was just not as fun. And this brings me back to beginning of the month where we had the regionals for the World Championship. I played a ton. You guys saw a ton of the content I put up from it. I did okay, about where I wanted to. I didn't go all out, but with that, every single duel, you're playing Orcust, you're playing Odd Eyes, you're playing Odd Eyes Orcust, you're playing Speedroid, maybe you're playing Rocket, but the majority just being Odd Eyes and Orcust, and over, it wasn't the most fun I've ever had. It at times wasn't fun at all. I liked the deck that I was playing, but that didn't mean that it was more fun. So that was really the big thing, and really after they announced the ban list, I think people exhaled a bit and saw the light at the end of the tunnel. We had Blazing Gear Freed released, the structure deck, middle of the month there, but it didn't do a ton. We've seen some play, there's some interesting looking decks, but it's nothing that's led to being kind of tiered. So maybe on the horizon something can be put together with that, but nothing as of yet, and really since then I've just been kind of riding the wave to the end of the month here. So as I mentioned, the ban list is in place. I'm really excited for that. We also got Zillion Dragons released today, or in the past few days, and some things that are going to be interesting coming out of that, like Masked Heroes. You have your Sardic, and you also have the the Armed Dragons. So interesting decks that can come out of that. But I think in general, just because of the ban list and some of the new skills that come out, I think there's a ton of decks that are going to be competitively viable. So unless a ton changes before the next KC Cup or anything like that, I think people can have fun and play the deck they want and still be able to get to King of Games, get to wherever they're looking to, and just have fun with the game. Just as a couple of examples, so in addition to Speedroid, which I am kind of ready to retire, very powerful deck, obviously. I'm not bragging that I made to King of Games with it. You just play enough and you're going to get there. The deck is very powerful, but I'm not always a fan of decks that you play the same way every single time. For the most part, Speedroid is that way. There is a little bit of creativity with sometimes the way you need to chain things and not going into your best synchro monsters all the time, but you can only play so many duels without getting sick of a deck, and I'm at that point. Orcust, as I mentioned, Odd Eyes, those are going to be there. But other things that are going to be played in different ways to compete with those are going to include Trickstar. The skill just got really boosted to kind of be 3 effects and the previous Trickstar effect. We have Raid Raptor. We had a couple of cards from that deck go off the limited 3 list, which is giving it access to a lot of really good stuff. We have Goki. Not thrilled because I find that deck to be really toxic. But hey, it's back, and you'll probably see some videos of me cussing out players that are playing it. It is what it is. Red Eyes is back. Anytime an original Duel Monsters anime deck is back, I think the game is in a good place. So a couple versions of that. I'll probably do a deck review or two, and excited to take a look into that. I mentioned it, but Urs Arctic, I think I'm saying that correctly, but make fun of me if I'm not, whatever. We have our Armed Dragons. We have our Destiny Heroes, like I mentioned. We also had some Crusadia boosts. So a lot of stuff that we can potentially play, get to King of Games with, whatever we want to do. Just have fun with this game is what it's all about. I streamed for a couple times this past month. Had a lot of fun, so really big shout out to everyone that joined there. Had some success up and down, but really just had some fun with it. And I will do it again. I know that the month of July is going to be very busy for me on a personal note, so I'll still look to be getting uploads, one a day hopefully. But outside of that, I don't know how often I'll be able to stream, but I do want to try to put some kind of fun decks into play a bit more. I just finished watching Arc 5 and seeing how often the Ancient Gear deck was played. That's something on the horizon there. I know there's some viewers that I was talking about Crusadia with, because I did have a lot of fun playing that deck a few months ago. Probably look for a way to do that. Those type of things, decks that I don't expect to be an easy king of games, but just having fun, getting some good plays against top decks there, and enjoying the game overall. So let me know your thoughts. What are you looking forward to? Do you expect next month to be a lot more balanced? Do you still think Orcus is gonna run over everyone else, or anything like that? So appreciate the commentary, and hope this has been insightful.